I couldn't sleep, so instead I decided to do something more productive with my time. So as you can see behind me, I have done some research and I made a few slides with some keynotes to teach y'all a little something today. Now, whether you are willing to learn, that is on you, but you can't say the information is not out there for you to know. Now, in conclusion with everything that I'm about to show, the Democratic Party's history is soaked in racism. From slavery to segregation, from the KKK to Jim Crow, it was Democrat leading the charge. Today, they claim to be allies of Black Americans, but their track record shows a pattern. They exploit Black communities for votes while offering little in return. The faces have changed and the strategy is different, but the game remains the same. Keep power at all costs, even if it means keeping the very people they claim to care about trapped under their control. Now, this is something that I've been hearing a lot lately. The parties flip. It's called the flip myth. Democrats today love to claim, well, the parties, they switched, but that's a myth. The Democratic Party didn't suddenly wake up and grow a conscience. What really happened is that Democrats saw an opportunity to reinvent themselves. They realized they could win votes by branding themselves as the party of minorities, even though their actual policies have often kept these communities depending on government programs and trapped in cycles of poverty. Meanwhile, most Southern Democrats didn't become Republicans overnight. Many stayed Democrats for decades. The so-called switch is mostly a convenient cover story to hide their racist past. Now let's dig into the racist history of the Democratic Party. Today, the Democratic Party loves to present itself as the defender of minorities, especially Black Americans. They claim to be the party of progress and justice, but if you strip away the marketing, the truth is undeniable. For most of American history, the Democratic Party has been the single biggest enemy of Black freedom, Black rights, and Black prosperity. The Democratic Party wasn't founded on equality. It was built to protect slavery. For decades, Democrats were the ones defending the ownership of Black men, women, and children as property. Prominent Democrats, like John C. Calhoun, called slavery a positive good when Abraham Lincoln and the Republicans rose up against expansion of slavery. Democrats fought tooth and nail to preserve it. In fact, it was Democrats who seceded from the Union to protect slavery, starting the bloodiest war in American history. After losing the Civil War, Democrats didn't give up their racist agenda. They simply changed tactics. During the Reconstruction, they fought against the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, which abolished slavery, granted citizenship, and gave Black men the right to vote. In the South, the so-called Redeemer Democrats led campaigns of terror to drive Black people away from the ballot box. They passed Jim Crow laws, a Democratic invention, to force segregation and institutionalize second-class citizenship for Black Americans. For nearly 100 years, Democrats used Jim Crow to keep Black people in their place. The KKK and Democratic power. The Ku Klux Klan wasn't some random fringe group. It was tied hand in glove with the Democratic Party. Many Democratic politicians were either active in the Klan or openly sympathetic. Klan's mission was intimidating, terrorizing, and murdering Black people who dared exercise their rights. That was aligned with the Democratic Party's political goal of keeping the South under white Democratic control. That's exactly why the South was called Solid South. It was solidly Democratic and it was solidly racist. Oh yeah, let's get into Black civil rights in the 20th century. Even into the 20th century, Democrats were still fighting against Black equality. When civil rights legislation came up, it was Democrats, especially Southern ones, who stood in the way. Democratic senators like James Eastland, Richard Russell, and Strom Thurmond, before he switched parties, filibustered to block civil rights laws. Let's not forget George Wallace, a lifelong Democrat who literally stood in a schoolhouse door to keep Black children from entering. Or the fact that a majority of Southern Democrats voted against the Civil Rights Act of 1964, while Republicans were the ones who made sure it passed. So, as I said in the beginning, the Democratic Party history is soaked in racism. From slavery to segregation to the KKK to Jim Crow, it was Democrats leading the charge. Today they claim to be allies of Black Americans, but their track record shows a pattern that they exploit Black communities for votes while offering them little in return. And I know it doesn't matter what I say because many of you are allergic to the truth or simply just allergic to learning something new. But that's okay. Like they say, you can bring the horse to the water, but you can't force it to drink.